Well, welcome to part one of our Bandai Y-Wing build. I've kind of skipped a few steps. I mean, basically these Bandai kits go together the same. If you're really interested, go back and have a look at my Chicken Walker build. I actually go into detail about how those kits go together and how to get past the instructions, as they are not in English. But, you know, for the sake of speed and efficiency, I thought I might skip that this time and just go straight to painting and weathering. Now, I will say, before I go into the details of what I've done so far, is this kit is the most detailed thing I've ever built in my life so far. And I don't know if that makes me a really novice model builder or not, but the details on this are intense. Even on the base itself, I mean, you can see there what effort they've put in. Now, I've built the Chicken Walker, I've started building the TIE Advanced, I've built the TIE Fighter, I have the TIE Interceptor kit, and this base is by far the most detailed Bandai Star Wars base I've seen yet. It's really incredible. It's probably one of the nicest bases I've seen that has actually come with a model kit before. And the same can be said for the actual Y-Wing itself. And if we go in real close here, we can see all this incredible detail which has been replicated from the actual studio miniature. And I'm not a military tank model aficionado, but I believe a lot of these parts will be recognizable to a lot of you out there. I was watching one of the Star Wars model making, an ILM documentary on YouTube, and I think one of the guys was saying that this back piece is from a German tank model, and I find that stuff very, very interesting. Actually, no, it was on Tested. It was one of the fellows who was building a studio scale replica. He did a fantastic job. It looked amazing. It's on Tested. Go check it out if you haven't already. But basically what I've done so far is using the Tamiya white fine primer. I applied some, just a white primer onto these parts in preparation for giving them a coat of black, and then of course the hull colour, which is how the original ILM models were painted. And I think in a previous video I said, forget the Tamiya primer, just go with the cheap stuff, and you know what, I think I've actually changed my mind on that, because I mean the paint finish on these is just really incredible. I don't have to do too much, honestly. I'm actually tempted to leave it the white colour and then just darken it and weather it from there. We'll see how we go on that. But basically, next up will be to start painting these details in here, which you can't see. Here we go. These details in here, the engines, I'm only leaving one exposed. And then after that, I'll be able to start probably putting some black on, and then a base coat, and then weather from there. But we'll get to that when we get to it. So welcome back. I'm just taking a sort of an unscheduled work break at the moment, just to work on some Y-Wing, because this kit for the last 4 days or so has been staring me in the face just with no colour on it, and I really need to get some colour. So I airbrushed the thing black after it being primed, and have started to paint some of the base colour on. And this is, I'm told, how the original ILM models were painted back in the 70s, black with the reefer white on top. And the base coat is just Tamiya flat white mixed with a really tiny amount of deck tan, just to get that refrigerator white look off it. And I'm really just starting to lay down, block in the colours, get things assembled. So I'm still in my work uniform, it's ridiculous. I just got the canopy on here, and this was painted with a mixture of Tamiya flat white mixed with some medium blue. And it's the same with the engine nozzles here, and under the is I've already painted the exposed engine panels on both of them. Only one will be exposed, but I thought I'd do both for good measure. So next up, I'll be attaching the engine nozzles onto the nacelles. Kind of feels weird saying nacelles and talking about a Star Wars kit, but there you go. And then after that, I'll actually be getting some yellow onto these forward parts here and getting these cones put on. And then we can look at doing some weathering. Stay tuned. I'm just in the process of mixing up some yellow paint for the last main detail touches on the Y-wing. I've got all the pieces together and I've got all the colours blocked in. I've got the canopy here, with the pilot sitting in there. I've got the engine detail all installed, got the forks on. Man, I took off and put those back on so many times. And the one cone on the side here. And I didn't want to totally just weather this, well, post-weather it really. I'd sort of left some of it black, and that gives me a good base to work with for some weathering, gives a good indication of where things, where things will ultimately go. If I want to put more hull colour on these back ends of the nacelles, I can. But what I'm going to do now is just put on some yellow, add the rest of the parts, and mask off the yellow areas on the cone here. And I forgot totally about those yellow areas, and I installed it anyway. So I made that a little hard for myself. And then it'll be well and truly ready for absolute, just weathering really. Right, so I just got the yellow pinstriping in the cockpit and everything all done. It's a bit of a trick actually getting this yellow pinstripe in, and in a way it kind of speaks to the quality of the Bandai kits, because even if you put a thin layer of paint on there, things won't fit correctly, and that's just because the fit is perfect really. So any alteration to the part will impact on the fit, and I actually really like that. So we got the canopy on there, obviously the turret still has to go on the top, and we got the bottom one on there as well. Still have to add that little piece in there. But yeah, we're going to get this assembled back onto the main body and get started on that weathering. So there we are for now. I think we're going to leave it at this stage. I've obviously left a lot of the piping off, and that's just because it's all a kind of a brassy colour, so I'm just going to leave it on the trees and airbrush that colour on. I'll be weathering this first, I think, and then adding them, and then probably do a final weathering. But speaking of weathering, I think what I'm going to be doing is going for a wash first, and then some, all the chipping and all the rest of it. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it's coming out. Certainly looks like the Y-wing to me. These pinstripes here, I just painted them with a brush. I began to mask it up and I just realised it was more trouble than it was worth. Brushed on fine. I just used Tamiya yellow straight from the jar. Beautiful kit. I think that'll do it for part one. Stay tuned for the next episode on the Y-wing, where I'll be going into more detailed parts and weathering. And thanks very much for watching. Here's that engine, a closer look at that engine cap. There we go. Heaps of fun. Beautiful, beautiful model. Alright, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.